Welcome back to another episode of Drink Tales. And today, we're going to do a little experiment. What do we have on the docks? So, I was sitting up on the computer getting sad because it's summertime and it's pretty much July right now. And usually around this time, we're going on vacations, specifically to one specific place for one specific event. Usually in mid to late July. And I'm thinking, that sucks. So to remind myself of what we can't do this year for reasons that YouTube will kick us off for, I'm gonna make a drink from said area in which we would have been vacationing this year. In case you're wondering what I'm talking about Tales of the Cocktail New Orleans. I'm going to do a Brandy Crusta, but I'm going to change some things out just to mess around this week. So I think what I first want to do, I'm going to start with the smaller stuff and then work my way up to the big surprises, as it were. So for my first ingredient, I'm going to do the teaspoon of Maraschino Liqueur. Or, as we have here, the Luxador. Yeah, I was going to ask you, is this something you build in the glass? Or? No, we're going to have to stir it. I just had the glass there for reasons. Okay, next up, we're going to do a dash of bitters. Okay, now here's where we get a little silly. Well, not yet. Not yet. We're gonna add our lemon juice next, which is a half ounce. Now we're gonna get silly. Or maybe not, depends on this next ingredient. The recipe calls for Curacao. I'm gonna go with Cointreau because that's all I have and I didn't feel like going to the store. So we are going to do 1/4 of an ounce of Cointreau.
Blue Curacao or just Curacao?
Just Curacao. Okay. Next up is our half ounce of simple syrup. I'm not going to use simple syrup this go around. I'm actually going to use honey syrup that is infused with orange flower water.
Okay.
If you don't mind, that is.
You're making the drink.
So we are going to do a half ounce of that. And last but not least, and what inspired me to do this, we are going to add Metaxa. 2 ounces of Metaxa. And the reason I decided to go this route is because I don't know if you remember a while back when we did an episode on Metaxa. I was telling you about the research that I did. They will always categorize it as a brandy. It was either a liqueur or a brandy. So I'm thinking, well, since they so closely linked those two together, what would happen if we made a dedicated brandy cocktail with the Metaxa?
Okay.
Now, of course, it's now 100% dedicated because I added all those other ingredients like the honey syrup. Alright, and now we're going to add our ice and begin to stir. this particular drink requires a garnish, specifically a sugar rim. As you always known me to do, I only do my rims on one side instead of all the way around. So there you go right there. And you always do that before you pour your drink into the glass. Overestimated. I may have overestimated the glass that I used. But there you have it. A Brandy Crusta made with Metaxa. Okay. Pretty good. I like it. Brandy Crusta made with Metaxa. That is good. I didn't think it'd be any good, but that is good. So is there any kind of history with the Brandy Crusta? I'm sure there is. I don't know. It comes out of New Orleans, I assume. It's one of their signature drinks, as it were. Because you know, New Orleans is one of the biggest meccas of cocktail culture, drinking culture, and whatnot. So they had a lot of drinks besides just the Brandy Crusta, like the Sazerac and the Bouquet and all of that. I chose this one specifically because brandy or cognac or whatever was the forerunner spirit. And I just remembered that when I was doing my research for the Metaxa, that they classified it as a brandy. So you wanted to see if maybe using Metaxa instead would be a twist. And because, you know, everything lined up the way it is, as far as what we were supposed to be doing this year, I figured what better way to honor the spirit of what would have been Tales of the Cocktail 2020 in New Orleans. Make a drink from New Orleans, but put a twist on it. Okay. Well, I like it. I'd say let's name it, but I mean, I guess it would be a Metaxa Crusta. Yeah, Metaxa Crusta. Awesome. So that'll do it for this episode of Drink Tales. Be sure to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you'll be notified whenever we put out new content. We're always putting out content on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Twitter. And until next time, peace.